Let's dive right into this explainer and launch a dynamic countdown to help you take back control of your money in 2026. We're keeping things clean, simple, and moving upward. You know, exactly like your financial trajectory. Today, we're breaking down 5 of the smartest, absolute most effective budgeting hacks to help you save money right now, specifically geared toward our modern everyday reality. Now, it's no secret we're all feeling a bit of a financial squeeze lately, right? In fact, a massive 68% of Americans cite inflation as the main barrier to saving more. Bankrate's annual emergency savings report shows that over 2/3 of us are feeling the serious pressure of rising living costs. Finding ways to actually budget and save money just seems harder every single year. But hey, the good news? Uncovering an extra $100 a month really doesn't have to feel overwhelming or restrictive.
But check out this hidden drain we so often miss. The average American household wastes a staggering $3,600 a year on unused or forgotten subscription services. Guys, that's over $300 a month. We literally live in the golden age of subscriptions. From streaming platforms to those premium fitness apps you swore you'd use, it's what experts call the set it and forget it trap. You sign up, you stop paying attention, and poof, the money just quietly vanishes. Well, we're going to plug that leak today.
Here's our fast-paced roadmap for today's explainer. We're going to cover tracking your spending, choosing a budget, automating your savings, tackling that debt, and finally, building up your emergency funds. All right, let's jump straight into tip 1, track your spending, so we can find those hidden leaks. Consider John. He's a 35-year-old teacher from Texas who saved $1,800 a year simply by tracking his expenses and canceling subscription boxes he never even opened. You see, so many of us dramatically underestimate how those tiny daily purchases add up. A casual $5 daily coffee habit? Well, that's $150 a month or $1,800 a year. Financial experts at USAA point out something pretty fascinating. They say if you aren't paying attention to what you're spending money on, just the act of becoming aware can actually elicit automatic change without you even trying. Ask yourself these 4 essential questions. What did you buy? Was it a need or a want? What are your spending patterns? And what influences your purchases? Try doing this over a 3 to 4 week tracking period to really understand where your hard-earned cash is flying off to. Dr. Michael McMillan, who's the co-director of the Financial Wellness Center at the University of Maryland, highly recommends logging every single purchase. Like, are you buying based on a true need, or are there hidden emotional triggers influencing your wants? Once you see those patterns laid out right in front of you, you're finally in the driver's seat. Moving on to tip 2, choose a budget and find your framework. A genuinely fantastic starting point is the super popular 50-30-20 rule. It allocates half your income to essentials, 30% to your lifestyle, and 20% to your future. According to financial experts like Alexa Von Tobel, this method just works because it isn't overly aspirational. You calculate your take-home pay, dedicate 50% to the absolute non-negotiables, think rent and groceries, 30% to things you actually want, and a solid 20% goes straight toward your savings or paying off debt. Now, let's compare that broader rule with envelope budgeting. This one creates a strict, hard stop on variable expenses like groceries or dining out the second the envelope is empty. If you're someone who struggles with overspending in very specific categories, this one is absolutely for you. You assign specific chunks of money to either physical or digital envelopes. And honestly, the beauty of this method is the friction. Handing over physical cash or hitting a hard digital limit on an app is immediate and visceral. Once that envelope is empty, the spending stops, period. Dr. Michael McMillan perfectly captures exactly why we're doing all this. He says having a budget and an emergency fund will reduce the stress in your life and make you happier. A budget isn't meant to be this restrictive cage. It's meant to reduce your anxiety and bring you some serious peace of mind. Our perception that budgeting is just a ton of hard work is often shaped by our past, but adopting a structured framework actually buys you freedom from worry. Okay, tip 3, automate your savings and let technology do the heavy lifting for you. By following these 3 simple steps, you ensure your money is safely tucked away into a high-yield account long before you ever face the temptation to spend it. Let's be honest with ourselves here. Humans are basically wired to spend, not save, so use technology to outsmart yourself. First, set up automatic bank transfers on payday. Have it move from checking to savings the exact day you get paid. Second, use roundup apps for spare change, like Digit or Capital, that round your purchases up to the nearest dollar and invest the rest. And third, please maximize employer 401k matches. If they offer a match, make sure you're contributing enough to get the whole thing. It is literally free money, folks. Sarah's story is a perfect example of this. She's a marketing manager from New York who automated $200 a month and saved $2,400 in 12 months effortlessly. It proves that a true set-it-and-forget-it system can yield massive results without you ever feeling a pinch in your daily life. She didn't have to rely on sheer willpower every single month. The system just did all the heavy lifting for her. Let's keep this momentum going with tip 4. Tackle your debt and break those chains. It is absolutely mind-blowing that U.S. households waste $14 billion annually on credit card late fees alone. Yes, you heard me right, $14 billion. That is a staggering amount of money quietly going straight down the drain just because of missed deadlines. Think about it. If we just set our minimum payments to autopay right now, today, we could stop that kind of leakage instantly. Let's compare two brilliant debt destruction strategies: the motivation-building snowball method versus the mathematically optimal avalanche method. Now, the debt snowball has you pay the smallest balances first. You pay the minimum on everything else, but throw all your extra cash at that tiny balance. It gives you these incredibly fast psychological wins to keep you pumped up and motivated. On the flip side, the debt avalanche has you pay the highest interest rates first. While it might take a little longer to get that first satisfying win, mathematically, it's going to save you the most money and interest over time. You can also consolidate smartly, just like Amanda from New Jersey did. She refinanced a 22% credit card into a 12% loan, saving $1,800 annually in interest. That's $150 every single month kept in her pocket. That one phone call and application resulted in massive savings. Never be afraid to look into debt consolidation or 0% balance transfer cards if you've got the credit score to qualify. And finally, we arrive at tip 5. Build emergency funds, your ultimate financial safety net. Right now, 60% of Americans are uncomfortable with their emergency savings levels. That makes this step more critical than ever as we navigate 2026. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau stresses that even if you feel like you are living paycheck to paycheck, putting just a tiny amount aside provides absolutely essential security. So where do you put it? You want to aim for 3 to 6 months of expenses kept safe and accessible in one of these secure locations, completely away from your daily spending accounts. An FDIC-insured high-yield bank or credit union account is currently one of the best spots. Online banks are offering really competitive rates right now, around 4%, so you get to actually earn interest while your money just sits there safely. A dedicated prepaid card is another solid option if you want to keep the funds strictly siloed off. And yeah, you can keep physical cash, but proceed with caution. Remember the risks. It can easily be lost, stolen, or destroyed. The ultimate goal here is to make the money accessible for a true emergency, but just slightly out of reach, so you aren't tempted to spend it on some spontaneous want. So, to wrap up this explainer, I want to ask you, which of these 5 budgeting habits will you implement today? Pick just one to start with, whether it's auditing your subscriptions to claw back that $3,600 or simply setting up a $20 automatic transfer. I want to leave you with this provocative thought. Every single dollar you save today is essentially buying back a piece of your future time. So how much of your future freedom are you willing to fund right now? Think about it. Thanks for joining me on this dive into smart budgeting, and I'll catch you next time.